Hello, my dear students. Let's go ahead. Let's continue adding the fractions. You already know this question. How do you add these fractions? Well, the most important thing here is they both have the same denominator, 5. So that makes things easy. Divided by 5. You just do the top. 1 plus 2, which is 3. 3 divided by 5. So that's how easy when the denominators are the same. But now we'll be talking about examples where denominators are not the same. So how do you add those? Remember, we spent a lot of time about the similar fractions, equivalent fractions. So simply what this is, let's bring up the calculator. Calculator, tell me what is 1 divided by 4? 1 divided by 4. 0.25. Alright, so this is 0.25. Bring that down here. Plus, how about 2.5? 2 divided by 5, calculator. 0.4. That is 0.4. So if you add 0.25 plus 0.4, and I'm going to make this 2 digits as well to make my calculations easier. So the answer is supposed to be 0.65. So that's the answer. Once again, 0.4 plus 0.25, 0.65. That's the answer supposed to be. But how do you do this with the fractions when the fractions are not the same? So remember, I don't care what fractions I'm going to have here. When I do the division, after I have the answer here, when I do the division, I must get 0.65. So let's see how all applies here. I'm going to write this down here, 0.65. That's what we will get. All right. So what you do here is that we know about the equivalent fractions. You want to change this. Maybe you want to change that. Maybe you change one of them. Maybe you change both of them. No matter what you do, make sure use the equivalent fractions and make sure they have the same denominators like these ones. It has 5, so we can add. There is no way to add the fractions if they do not have the same denominator. If they don't have the same denominator, you do not add the fractions. So let's go ahead and make the same denominator. So how do you do that? The best way to do this is look at the denominators and figure out, we practice this, figure out common multiple for the both numbers. What's that? So 4 and 5, write down 4 here, divide by 2, 2, divide by 2, you get 1. Over there, you have 5, divide by 5, you get 1. Nothing is the same here. Between this, no numbers are the same. So the common multiply is nothing other than multiplying the numbers by themselves. So you need to multiply the fraction here to get the equivalent fraction by 5. You need to multiply the fraction here to get the equivalent fraction by 4. In this case, you are multiplying that fraction with this number and that fraction with this number. Remember, when you multiply both of them, denominator and numerator, it will be equivalent fraction anyway. So let's do that. 5 times 1. 5 times 1. That's 5 divided by 5 times 4. That's 20. Plus is here. And then 4 times 2. That's 8 divided by 4 times 5. That's 20. Remember, this is the equivalent to that fraction, and this is the equivalent to that fraction. So now the denominators are the same. I can easily add the fraction, which is 13 divided by 20. But it's important that you simplify if you can. I know 13 is a number that can only be divided by 13. So this is already a simplified version of the addition. So I am done here. But now let's figure out if I did this right or not. The calculator will tell me 13 divided by 20 will be 0.65. Yes. So my addition of the fraction showing them as a fraction is correct, and it's a simplified version. Let's just do a few more examples. You will understand better. So denominators are not the same. So I'm gonna make sure they have the same denominator. Between 8 and 12, let's figure out what are the common multiple numbers. So 8, 12, and divide by 2, 4, divide by 2, 2, divide by 2, 1. Over there, divide by 2, 6, divide by 2, 3, divide by 3, 1. So which one is the biggest? 12. That's the biggest. So I'm going to multiply 12 with the number that's missing in there. Let's change the color. So 2 is over there. The 2 is also over there. 3 is not there. But we are looking at here. What number left here? 2 is standing alone. So if I multiply the big number 12 by 2, that's the common multiple number, which is 24. So I have to make denominator 24. That plus will be here as well. Make that 24. So to get 24 from 8, I need to multiply that by 3. Let's change the color here. 3. If I multiply 8 by 3, that will give me 24. How about 5? Multiply 3 by 5, that will give you 15. So what I have here is a fraction which is equivalent to that. And now let's go ahead and worry about the other one. 12. How do I get 24 from 12? How do I get 24 from 12? I multiply that by 2. Multiply by 2. So when you multiply by 2, this will be 24, but that will be 4. All right. Now, let's add, since we have the same denominator, let's add the numbers. So that's 24. 15 plus 4 is 19. And 19 is another number that can only be divided by 19 and no other numbers else except 1. So that's the simplified version. Let's do another question. How about this one? 15 divide that by 5, you get 3, divide by 3, you get 1, about 21, divided by 3, you get 7, divide by 7, you get 1, and which one is bigger? 21. Write down 21 times. So 3 is here, 3 is there, and 5 is not under 21. So I'm going to multiply 21 by 5. And that will give me 21 times 5, 105. 105 plus 105. So, common multiple number is 105. How do I get 105 from 15? I don't know that. Let's figure it out. I'm going to use the division here. 105 divided by 15 will give you 7. 7 times 15. 7 times 15, that will give you 105. So 7 times 15 is 105. How about 7 times 5? That's 35. Let's write that down here. And now let's worry about this one. 21, we just figure that here. So 5 times 21 will give you 105, and 5 times 2 will give you 10. And let's go ahead and write that down. 105 on top, you're gonna have 45. Do you think we guys are done here? No, because 45 is a number that can be divided by 5. 105 is another number that can be divided by 5 as well. So I need to simplify that. So now let's do that. 45, let's write that down as 5 times 9. And 105, let's write that down as 5 times 21. And 5s will cancel out. We're going to have 9 over 21 only. But I also know that I can simplify that as well by 3. Let's continue. You need to simplify the answer as much as you can. You need to write down the fraction as low as you can. So 3 times 3 here, and 21. 3 times 7 there. Cancel the 3's. You're going to end up with 3 over 7. So 3 over 7 is the final addition solution for 5 over 15 plus 2 over 21. All right. Let's see. I have one last more example. Over here, this is an easy addition for me because I'm looking at the denominators and they are different. I'm not going to bother to see which one is the least common multiple here, because I can easily see that. Multiply 6 by 2, that will give you 12. So that means you don't have to multiply the fraction here with any number. You can keep it the way it is. All you have to do is change that fraction and make the denominator as 12. So they will both have 12. So you can do the addition here. All right. So let's do that. I'm going to multiply only this part of the fraction by 2. And I'm going to have, that will be 12. The top also will be 12. Coincidence. It will be 12 as well. Plus 3 divided by 12. And what number is that? It's going to be 15 divided by 12. And we know that that's not the final answer because we can simplify that. 5 times 3 is 15. And 3 times 4 is 12. Cancel the same numbers. What you will have is 5 over 4. You know this will only get better when you practice. Let's practice, make some mistakes, and let's correct that together.